What's going on, everybody? Hey, so what you and I have been talking about in these series that we're putting together on AMG is really how to connect with people at a whole different level. And we've been referencing Jeffrey Gitomer's book and Jeffrey Gitomer's Laws of Commandments. And I'm not sure if this actually came from one of his books. I think it was an article I read. And in the commandments, we've talked about everything about thinking, looking at our why. We've looked at our own whys personally. We've talked about belief. And we've also, now we're going to get to really engage. How do we engage with our clients? How do we engage with them at a whole different level? Well, my belief is to engage at a whole different level, you have to know their love languages. and I'm serious. There's a book written years ago by Gary Chapman, and it was called Love Languages. And the purpose of the book, the why behind the book was, if you and I knew our love language of our partner, we could communicate with them better. And I love the book because the 5 love languages, let's see if I can get this right. Number 1, physical touch. That's not number 1, that's one of them. Words of affirmation, quality time, gifts, and act of service. I never get that right, all 5 of them. But those 5 things, and if we knew that about our partner, if they like gifts, we give them gifts. if they want words of affirmation, give them words of affirmation, right? So the point of it was that I knew how they communicated. And if I knew how they communicated, hey, we got better rapport. That's the purpose of a behavior assessment. That's the purpose of a DISC. So in these next couple videos, I really want to get deep with understanding my customer at a whole different level. And I'm going to challenge you a little bit that you really understand this topic, because this topic is the absolute breaker, that it will take you to a whole different level. If you ever get into leadership in any capacity, you've got to know your people too. And most of us don't take this really seriously. We might kind of know ourselves, but we don't spend the time to really get to know our people. So what happens is, if you decided, yeah, I want to get a DISC test, this is how it looks. I send you a template, and the template looks like this. I'm excited to share with you our Maxwell DISC Personality Indicator Report. And this report provides tremendous insight into areas such as motivation, ideal environment, communication, strengths, and more. So what I always tell people is, take this from the environment for which you want to learn about yourself. For example, I took it from my work environment, and with the work environment, in this video or next video, you'll see my personality profile. And yet, if I took it from at my home environment, it would probably look different. I'm very much an extrovert in the work environment. I'm not as much of an extrovert. I'm more of an introvert when I'm not at work, because I'm around people so much that I love my quality time. I love my time when I can just get creative when I'm not at work. So what the template tells us, set aside 10 or 15 minutes of interrupted time. Nobody's around you. There's like 27 questions, I think. And go to the link and register as a new user. And it tells you, not a new loser, a new user. You just click on the link. And then there's a code I give you that you put in there. And then they just tell you to complete the report in one sitting. And then once your results are generated, I'm going to follow up with you so we can make the most of this information. So that's kind of how it looks. And the reason I want to share that with you is because I want you to get the idea of, we've talked personality assessments, behavior assessments in the past, but I don't think we've really deep dove into how these really work and how it works for you. And I've got to tell you, I'm a salesman, but I'm also a coach, and I don't sell anything that I'm not 100% all in. I was recently, one of the things I do, I think I've told you in the past, is that I do what's called direct sales results coaching now. And that's me on Zoom doing virtual live, where I call on people and I come to the table with training that the dealership tells me they want to focus on. So let's say they want to focus on leasing. That's what we talk about for 25 minutes, and we role play and practice, and I call on people, and then it's just really interactive. It's just like being upstairs in a meeting, except they don't have to sit up there for 2.5 hours. It's just 25 minutes at a shot. And the response I've gotten from the salespeople is, this is great stuff, because they don't have it. They don't have to go to that meeting, and they're getting involved, and it's just really good. And it's repetitious. It's just very consistent. So I'm doing that. And one of the things that I talked about this week at one of my local Toyota dealerships, not local, but one of my clients, is this DISC assessment. Now, they've already taken it, but what I've learned about DISC is that you've got to do it over and over again to really get it, because some people think they know it on a, let's say, a conscious level, but in terms of, I might know about myself okay, but I've got to really know about my people. That's the thing. If I know me, that's obviously very important if I'm going to shift and change, but I've got to know my people. So on the next video, tomorrow, or next time you get on here and look, I'm going to talk about and drill down DISC. We're going to do it on 3 or 4 different videos. We'll see how many we need, but I want to drill that down. In the meantime, if you decide, yeah, man, I want to do my own, I want to learn about myself, and I want to be better closer, hit me up. And I will, if you hit me up like quickly, I'll give you the DISC for $9. That's how much it is. And then you will have it. It's usually $75, but if you do it, and when you watch this, if I get it within this week as I'm posting this, I'll do it for $9, because I want you to start understanding it a little bit. And then as we do these videos, you'll have a better grip of how DISC works. So if you're interested in that, hit me up as soon as possible, because it's only going to last this week while these videos are going live. If you happen to watch the video next week, it's not going to be available. So hey, hit me up. The next video will really deep dive on what DISC is. We'll talk to you guys next time. It's always good to see you, man. Just kill it, huh? But know your people. You got to know